You know, you guys already know who are going to be watching this. You're going to know that there is already a war being waged on the minds and the opinions to sway the American people by the government. Now, I don't know all of the particulars about this story. Do I know that Mr. Marshall Leonard, who they're accusing of throwing a weak ass bomb at that into a Mississippi Walmart? Do I know that it didn't happen or that it did? Well, it doesn't really matter if it did or it didn't. The fact remains is that they are using these headlines, not here, but other headlines, to sway the opinion of the American people about a manufactured problem, right? A manufactured situation that I'm going to show you how they're doing it, right? Okay. So with this story right here, in case you're unfamiliar, Marshall Leonard was upset about the Confederate flag not being sold at Walmart and other stores anymore, according to their stories, and that he threw a improvised explosive device that was really, really weak into the vestibule of this Mississippi Walmart. And there we go again, another Walmart. Doesn't the Walmart work with these federal agencies to, with all kinds of different purposes? It's just strange that I'm always seeing Walmart included in all of this garbage. So what they're saying in this article is that there was a post on Marshall Leonard's Facebook page talking about how he was going to go after the corporates, like, Walmart, Reed's Department Store, and all of the other anti-American crooks. Okay. I went through his thing. Did he remove the post? I don't see it. It's not there. Could they have manufactured it? Could be. Anybody has any more information on that, please let me know. I don't know how to go back and look to see a Facebook page before the post was removed. So here is, take a look at some of the title or the headlines of some of these other articles pertaining to this guy, and then we're going to go over the truth of the matter, okay? White supremacist bombs Walmart for suspension sales of Confederate flags, right? Right-wing domestic terrorist bombs a Walmart to protest end of Confederate flag sales. So already they are deeming that the reason why he did this is because he's a right-wing domestic terrorist, and B, because he's a white supremacist. Oh, if he supports the Confederate flag, he's a white supremacist. Is that the case? Really? Okay. Well, let's take a look here. Let's take a look at all of the evidence, and you will see. And I do believe that Southern Poverty Law Center is going to pick up the baton on this, and there will be a story coming from them where they are going to really go after this guy to sway the minds of the American people more, even more, that we have a big problem here in the United States with white supremacists, with right-wing domestic terrorists. But who are the real terrorists? How about the left-wing terrorist politicians, right? What do I mean? The whole thing about this Confederate flag issue came up after Dylan Roof, and what would you know it? They come out with the picture, and it is a photoshopped image of him holding a Confederate flag in his hand. Would this same thing have been done, and if it would have been some guy over in Oregon or California who really was holding a Confederate flag and did something, would they have gone all the way over to the southern states and started really an attack on the Confederate flag? It's hard to state. But it is interesting that all of the evidence to me points to the fact that this incident over in South Carolina did not, in fact, happen. So that means that there is a manufactured event to sway the minds of the people to go after a piece of fabric? Yeah, that would appear to be the case to me and to a lot of you out there who are probably going to be listening to this video. So, is this guy really racist? Is this the reason why he's a defender of the Confederate flag? Okay, there was all of this after this was going on with Dylan Roof and all that, because, it didn't happen that long ago. June. As a matter of fact, it was June. And the attack on the Confederate flag came shortly after, just a few days after. What was it? June 17th was the Dylann Roof BS fiasco, right? Confederate flag started immediately being attacked 2 days later, right? Marshall Leonard, here's a car right back here, and you can see in the reflection, do your part, boycott Walmart, right? And he is a Confederate flag supporter. They show him here. Now, I want you to take a look at the first step of imperial colonization is to deceive the citizens on your own doorstep. These are all, everything I'm going to show you here is stuff that I got from his Facebook so you can understand the mindset, and then you will understand the mindset of the people who are writing up these headlines to sway the opinions and the minds of the American people. So take a look at right here what he uses in a pictograph. This is from his thing right there, right? Look, so government is God, just like you saw in They Live, right? Spend money, lose control, submit, hate more, start a race war, New World Order, shop Walmart, obey, don't think, destroy. All of this stuff, right? You could see it all. I don't need to show you everything here. But as you can see where his mindset at, it's not, there's no N-word, there's no Black Lives Don't Matter, none of this stuff right here. You don't see that. And that's what I look for as far as evidence for the mindset of somebody, especially if you're trying to make me believe through a headline of a story that you're right, that you're trying to tell me that he's a racist, that he is, a white supremacist, that he is a right-wing domestic terrorist. And this right here and his whole Facebook does not have any evidence of that. As a matter of fact, the evidence is quite the contrary to prove my point. And let's take a look. Let me give you the background on this picture right here. And I've been reading his Facebook page, so I got this all pretty good. The gentleman that you see right here, Marshall Leonard, right? They were at a funeral. All of these bikers and other people were at a funeral that they were holding because a white guy was killed in Birmingham, Alabama during a Confederate flag support rally. The white guy was. He was killed. He was killed by a bunch of black individuals. Now, this black man right here felt really bad for the way his own people acted towards supporters of the Confederate flag. And he appeared putting his own life in peril to go pay his respects at this funeral. Marshall Leonard and this black gentleman right here became very good friends. And what is even more astonishing to me is that the bikers that you see in the background are there to protect the black guy so that other whites there did not seek retribution against him for what other blacks had done to their friend and fellow a Confederate flag supporter, so that they wouldn't attack him. That's right, they reached out and protected him. So I ask you, if you look at his Facebook post, there's nothing to do with race. It's all about support. It's all about knowing that you have a government that is attacking. It's attacking the American public and their minds and their opinions, right? That's exactly what the governments are doing. Am I wrong? Dylann Roof photoshopped images of a Confederate flag being held in his hand. There are people that know what the government is up to. They are the left-wing political terrorists. And when you see that they are going after one thing after another, do I have to remind you all of the story? Do you remember? I wasn't a journalist, but they came after the journalist. But I didn't say anything. Then they came after the artist, but I'm not an artist, and I didn't say anything. Well, I'm telling you, you have people that are standing up because they're seeing that they're coming after one thing, then they're going to come after another, and they're going to come after another. So if you're going to sit back and do absolutely nothing to stop what they're doing and coming after one by one, then you stand up for nothing. And if you stand up for nothing, before you know it, when you get down to the end of the road, you're going to have absolutely nothing left to defend. Not your guns, not your Constitution, not your right to life, not your right to exist, all of that. And all I'm trying to tell you is, for all you people out there who are not seeing the writing on the wall, you guys are going to have to stand up sooner or later and do something to stop them from what they are doing. Can you see the writing on the wall yet? I hope so. Thanks, everybody.